Money in the Bank 2025 will be taking place this Saturday on June 6th, and we have got some pretty unpredictable matches to cover. Who will walk out of this event as Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank? Let's get right into our predictions.
All right, here we go. Let's start with our Money in the Bank predictions for 2025. Let's start off with this tag team match. You've got John Cena, the WWE champion, teaming up with Logan Paul, and they are taking on the team of World Heavyweight Champion main event Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. Now this tag team match, it's interesting to say the least. A lot of people do not want to see John Cena and Logan Paul teaming up. I personally, I don't mind it because I mean I like all the guys that are in this tag team match, and yes, I even like Logan Paul. I might get flamed for that because a lot of
I like
people
Logan
do
Paul.
not. A lot of people do not like Logan Paul, but I mean, people have got to, come to the realization at some point that he was made for this, and he is pretty damn good at what he does. But so I mean, what do you think of this tag team match?
So first of all, we were talking beforehand, and you think this is going to main event Money in the Bank, and I mean, I guess it makes it now. Like when I think about it with the star power, it does make sense. But on another hand, them main eventing Money in the Bank. I mean, what last year we had the Bloodline 6-man tag main eventing the event, and it's
Yeah,
just like, bro, we need to have a Money in the Bank match main event Money in the Bank. But the match itself, I guess what I agree with the sentiment that I see a lot of people saying, and that's as long as it's not Travis Scott, right? I'm
yeah,
okay with
yeah,
Logan Paul and John Cena. I don't necessarily like Logan Paul, but I can respect him for what he's a heat magnet and it works. He gets that heat for sure. People legitimately hate him, and I get it. Like there's some people, there's a difference with like they genuinely hate him, but it works to his advantage. And so I think this should be a good match. But I am curious because this is one that it seems like this entire card has, yeah, basically, except for one, which we'll talk about later, all of the other ones had ones that I've shifted around my predictions throughout as I was thinking about it. So, what do you have predicted for this match?
yeah. So this is one that I went back and forth on. I actually went back and forth on it the entire time today.
Mhm.
Because you think about it, you've got John Cena and Logan Paul. I mean, first it's John Cena, and do you really want John Cena to take a loss in his
I mean, it doesn't really
farewell
matter with a
tour?
tag
Like,
match.
yeah, I mean, he could take the loss, but he wouldn't have to be the one to get pinned. I mean, Logan Paul could take the pin
Mhm.
for him. But and then you've got Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes on the other side. Cody Rhodes just came back at Saturday night's main event. This will be his first match since that terrible match he had at WrestleMania 41. And then
So
Jey Uso,
disappointing.
yeah, that was. Then Jey Uso, he needs to get some momentum going into his World Heavyweight Championship match next Monday against Gunther. So I'm gonna go with Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso here, and I think Logan Paul will be the one to eat the pin here, and so yeah,
Okay, and this will be our first different one because I eventually landed on Logan Paul and John Cena winning this match,
Hmm.
and that is for the reasoning that I agree that this is going to be somehow correlated into the match. That it's been confirmed that Jey Uso is going to be defending his title against Gunther next week on Raw. And we have John Cena obviously having his stuff with Logan Paul or what's going to be going on with him after, or Cody too. And I think that we are either going to get, now I'm not sure exactly for the ending, like I don't know which one, but I think it is going to be somebody coming out that is going to cost them the match and have John Cena pick up the win. I think it is either two options, could be Gunther coming out and distracting Jay and causing him to get pinned by Cena, or somebody like Well, Goldberg, I think will come. I legitimately think he
Fiend,
will come out
Fiend,
for Saturday
Fiend,
night's main event,
Fiend,
or
Fiend,
Travis Scott. So
Fiend.
3 options. Yes. So Travis Scott, we just had stuff at WrestleMania where Travis, he comes out, he helps Cena, and then they just don't. I mean, I guess they maybe mentioned it in promos after, but not. They haven't built on it now. So I think this is their time where they could build on it. So if Travis Scott comes out, I think he will definitely cost Cody Rhodes once again.
Yeah, I mean that's a very good possibility. The reason why I said Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso is because this past Friday we had that segment between all of them on SmackDown, and then during that segment, it looked like Cena and Logan Paul were already starting to butt heads, and that was like their first night, as a
Yeah.
tag team. Logan Paul wanted to go after them. Cena didn't want to. Logan Paul like grabbed his arm, and then Cena like looked at him like, "Oh, really? Like, are you really doing this right now?" And I really think we'll get more of that this weekend, and I think that will be the reason they'll have some issues teaming up with each other, and then that'll cost them the match. And yeah, and
Yeah.
I do think because these last 2 weeks, we've started to see Cena kind of tease that baby face turn. Because I mean, it's coming at some point,
Mhm, for
and
sure.
he's now starting to tease it. And I think we'll get more of that this weekend as well. So that's why I've got Cody and Jay for the win.
I could see it going either way. But
Yeah,
so
I could too.
for our predictions, what we are going to do different this time is because we have 4 matches on the card, and I figured it wouldn't really, with the oh so prestigious Wrestling City predictions title being on the line. Yeah, that's your cue. It's back there. Uh, 4 matches isn't like the chances of. I feel like we should have done this a lot sooner, but shout out to Stash Club. They basically for their predictions, they do this thing called confidence points, and that's however many matches this is. So this one is 4 matches. So we will have points dedicated to our predictions based on how confident we are in that pick. So like if we think we're super confident in this, the one we think is the most likely, we will designate 4 points. And then the one we are least confident in, we are going to just put 1 point towards. So we have to decide which ones we're going to do those increasing points for. So for this one, I originally had this as my 4 points, but as I thought about it more, I almost switched over to Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. So that makes me think that I'm not as confident, but I still, man, that was still one that I'm fairly confident in. So I'm going to put this one as 3 points.
I'm putting this one as my, let's see. So we got this match, that women's intercontinental. I'm putting this one as my. I think I'm gonna have to wait till like once we get our predictions in, and then I'll give my
Okay,
top
yeah, that's
point.
fair.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. So yeah. All right. Next up, we've got. Let's move to the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. You've got Lyra Valkyria taking on Becky Lynch. This is a rematch from Backlash. So there's stipulations added to this match where if Lyra beats Becky, Becky can go after the Intercontinental title as long as Lyra has it. But if Becky beats Lyra, Lyra has to, I think it's like raise her hand or shake her
Mhm.
hand after the match. I've got Becky Lynch winning this. I think them adding that stipulation to this match just made it super obvious. So yeah, I've got Becky Lynch winning this
Yeah,
match.
I think this is a very obvious one as well. I think Becky Lynch is going to win the title because I think they're going to somehow extend their feud. And really, if Lyra wins this match, there's not really much of a way they can do it. I think that Becky's going to get some sort of cheap shot in, like win in some heel way, and Lyra has to raise her hand as the victor, but at the same time she didn't fairly beat her, so there's enough story to tell with there. And also with this, I don't think it's going to affect during the match, but we also have the factor of Bayley, because Bayley got attacked
Sure.
by Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. She basically got took out of the storyline because of Becky. So I don't think she's going to cost her the match, but I think she could. There's a good chance that she will make her presence felt during the ending of this match, whether it be her coming out after during the, her raising her hand or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I could very well see Bailey showing up this weekend because we haven't seen her since WrestleMania, and I don't know what they're. I guess they're trying to get through this to bring her back, but I
Hmm.
think they can bring her back this weekend. So yeah, I could very well see that. I think I can go ahead and put that as my 4 points. I'm very confident in Becky Lynch winning, so yeah, I'll
Yeah, it's
put
my
that one as my
points
four
as well.
point. Okay, sweet. Next up, we've got the women's Money in the Bank match. You've got Stephanie Vaquer, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Naomi, Rhea Ripley, and Julia. Who do you got in this one? Well, first, let me just say this woman's Money in the Bank ladder match. It's probably the most stacked women's Money in the Bank match we've had so far, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It is this lineup is by far better than the men's lineup. So
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Look at them side by side. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. And this one is definitely, I mean, it's very unpredictable. I don't know if I would go as far to say is the most unpredictable, because there are, well, honestly, when I look at it, there's really only two that I am like never even considered. But it's very unpredictable. I switched my pick for this one four times. Yeah, four times.
hmm,
And so it's a lot of, I could see arguments for just about any one of these. Julia, I don't know much about her. I honestly need to pay more attention to NXT as a whole, so I don't really know much about her as she's come up to the main roster, but I think it's pretty safe to say she's not going to win. And then Stephanie Vakir, is that how you say her name? She
Vaquer.
is, yeah, so she just recently got called up, and I don't think it's gonna I think it's too soon to say for sure that to have her in this spot, which I guess Money in the Bank, that's sort of the point, to have that transition. But I think that, I don't know, that's really just the only other one I didn't consider. At first I had Rhea Ripley as my prediction, and I was like, no, that's too obvious, right? Hopefully. I mean, she has her own ticket, she doesn't need it. She's Rhea
Exactly.
Ripley. She'll walk in and get a title
Exactly.
match. So, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to do it. Um,
I hope not.
the marketing too, yeah, with Mommy in the Bank, I could see them doing that. But we were saying that last year with Yeet in the Bank, so I don't know 100%. Um, Alexa Bliss, there's a consideration of her being with the Wyatt Six. Like they just debuted. Could Alexa Bliss get help from them and do that? I thought about that at one point, but I eventually switched from that. And then I went to Roxanne Perez because I think she is another up it, but she has that it factor that I feel like the NXT women on here, the other ones kind of still have, I feel, a bit more honing to do with their skills. I feel like Roxanne Perez could believably be brought into that main event scene by this point. But ultimately, I am going with Naomi. Naomi's my prediction. I think she's going to be Miss Money in the Bank. I know it was a long way to go around it, but there's so many factors to talk about in this match. Naomi, the only thing I'm worried about is, like we have all the stuff going on with Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Uh, is is Jade Cargill going to come out and cost her this match? I just I don't know. I feel like almost any prediction on here is pretty fair enough, but Naomi's my ultimate one. But I only have 2 points for her.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you could make a case, like you said, for any of these women. I mean, I said it on my Twitter, I think last week, like this is probably the most unpredictable, maybe unpredictable Money in the Bank match in general that we've seen. Because you just made a case for all of these women that are,
Mhm.
you know, I agree with you on most of them, and I'm torn here with two people, and it's two people that you kind of mentioned there at the end, Naomi and Roxanne Perez. Those are the two that I've been going back and forth on quite a bit ever since they both qualified for this match, and I'm going to go with Naomi. I've got Naomi winning this one as well. I just think that Roxanne Perez, I could very well see her winning this, and I would love to see her win this Money in the Bank briefcase. But I just think that with her, everything going on with her, Liv Morgan, the Judgment Day, I think they'll continue to play into that. And honestly, I thought Liv Morgan was going to qualify for this match,
I thought
and
so too.
they were going to have some tension and during the Money in the Bank ladder match. And no, Stephanie Becker ended up winning that match. So yeah, I've got Naomi winning it. I just think it's her time, and she's by far, well, I don't want to say by far, but she probably is the best heel right now in the company. I mean, did you see that segment from her last week with Bianca Belair?
Honestly, like, I would be lying if I were to say I saw it, but I have seen a lot of people talking about how good it was.
I mean, she went from crying, like she was crying real tears, and then in the matter of 5 seconds, sucked it up and was just, talking about like, oh, I would hate to have to put you and your mama in a wheelchair. Talking about Bianca Belair, like, I mean, that's some, what is it, Oscar? Is that what you win for like an actor? Like that was some Oscar
Yeah,
worthy
yeah.
type stuff. So I just think it's her time. She deserves it. So yeah, I've got Naomi, and for that one, that's my 3 points. That is my 3 confident points on that one. So
Okay, yeah, that's fair. But that only leaves one more match. Our men's Money in the Bank. We have LA Knight versus Solo Sikoa versus Andrade versus El Grande Americano versus Seth Rollins versus Penta. Like you said, this one isn't as stacked. I would agree with that when I look at the names individually. But I have been torn on a few picks on this too. I gave my first one for the women's. What do you say for the men's Money in the Bank? Who is walking out with the briefcase?
my pick on this one has it's kind of changed over the course of 3 weeks.
Yeah, mine has
So
too.
let's just go through this field real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and cross out Solo Sikoa. I don't think he should be anywhere near the briefcase at this point. Honestly, I don't even think he should be in this match, but he is. So I guess we got to deal with it. Penta, he just got here, and I think they just want to have him in this match because I think he's going to do something absolutely crazy, like some kind of
Yeah, for
spot off
sure.
the top of the ladder through another ladder, something like that. So
He ain't
then
winning this
you've
match.
got, yeah, Andrade. I think they added him in this match is for that very exact same reason. I wish they added Carmelo Hayes instead, but we were stuck with Andrade. LA Knight. This is his third Money in the Bank match in a
His
row.
third?
Yeah, in a row. He was in it last
Damn.
year,
Yeah, I remember
last year, and the
2023's.
year before, and he came up short in both of them. So hopefully, maybe he can get it done this weekend. Then you've
Mhm.
got El Grande Americano. A lot of people weren't very happy when he got put in this match, but he's in there. So, and then you got Seth Rollins. He is more than likely, I would say, the favorite in this matchup. I feel like a lot of people are going with him, but he is not going to win Money in the Bank because Roman Reigns will return this weekend and will cost Seth Rollins the match. So I'm going with El Grande Americano to win Mr. Money in the Bank.
Okay. I mean, that's cool. Yeah, that's interesting. Why you say that?
Okay, here's why I say that. So there's the World Heavyweight Championship match takes place Monday, and so the reason why El Grande Americano is El Grande Americano is because he wasn't able to get wins as Chad Gable, and I think that he's going to continue that this weekend because he hasn't lost a match as El Grande Americano, and I think he will win
Yeah,
this
I don't think he
briefcase.
has.
And I could very well see him getting involved in the World Heavyweight Championship match Monday, maybe cashing in. Imagine he cashes in and takes the
That
mask
would be
off.
crazy. I just, I can understand your point. I just feel like I don't know. I would feel like almost like it would remind me of when Otis won the Money in the Bank briefcase, and not like like I mean El Grande Americano. I think it's been a great gimmick so far.
Mhm.
With the person himself. There's the elephant in the room. The person that's El Grande Americano. We don't know who it is, I guess, right? But
I mean, I
he
just said,
obviously a great worker. He deserves his flowers for sure, and I think them continuing this gimmick, even though I predicted against him at WrestleMania, there's definitely some more longevity with this character for the time being. But I just don't see. It's like Otis in the terms of a comedy character. Like, are they really? I feel like if he won it, then they would be like, oh, okay, now what? Like, they're not going to put the world title on him, are they? I don't think so. Because then
that's
what do
why
you
I said
after, bro?
he wins it and then he cashes in. Well, then that could also lead to like, okay, well, Adam Pearce might get involved and be like, oh, well, what the hell? Like El Grande Americano won the briefcase. Now
Uh
Chad Gable's holding the world title. So I don't know, man. I would like to see LA Knight win the briefcase, and that's who I was going to go with at first. But then, this whole thing with El Grande Americano, he wasn't able to get wins with as Chad Gable, and I think they want to continue with that. And I think he could very well say LA Knight's getting ready to win the briefcase, and then El Grande Americano climbs up the ladder, hits him in the head with the loaded,
huh.
loaded mask that he uses, and he grabs a briefcase. I would
I
love to
would
see
definitely not be upset with it. I just
No, yeah, I wouldn't either.
I don't know. He's been pulling off upsets. What if they did like he won the briefcase and he cashed in and won, and then like, dude, Adam Pierce could be like I'm surprised they haven't pulled this yet because I guess the gimmick it still has a little bit gas left in the tank. But
Mhm.
like Adam Pierce, I feel like towards the end it's gonna be like, oh, like if he won the world title, okay, well you're El Grande Americano, and then Chad Gable, he's backstage, like I'm not El Grande Americano, that's just my friend or whatever. Then Adam Pierce is like, okay, then tonight I'm going to make it official for the world title, El Grande Americano versus Chad Gable. And if
Dude,
something,
that was
if he doesn't come out or something, then he has to forfeit the title or something like that.
you're kind of cooking. They could very well do that. Wow. Wow, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Forced him into a corner with it. That would be
Yeah.
funny. But I don't think, I don't know, man. Like you were saying though, I switched mine back and forth. Seth Rollins, I feel like is the easy pick.
Mhm.
I feel like it makes a lot of sense with his storyline right now. But as a wrestling fan, sometimes you're just like, that makes so much sense, a little bit too much sense.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
feel like Seth, he has too many ops, bro. He has a situation with Roman Reigns, obviously. CM Punk just he ended up not qualifying for Money in the Bank, so he's just going to be chilling backstage. He just has too much going on, and I think that's going to cost him the match. And I'm going to go with my gut. I think that LA Knight is going to win, be Mr. Money in the Bank. Yeah. And I'll be cool with that 100%.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I could see him winning the match because I keep going back to that World Heavyweight Championship match that's taking place Monday night, and something's going to happen during that match where Gunther is not going to lose clean again
Mhm.
to Jey Uso. So I don't know if they're going to have some sort of cash in. during the match where they cash in the middle of the match, and then that person, pins Jey Uso to kind of protect Gunther, where he doesn't
Hmm.
have to take the pin or the submission, or maybe Goldberg, shows up. That name's been thrown around where he's going to have a retirement match soon, and that'll
Uh-huh.
be against Gunther. I really don't want to see that. I really don't want to see Goldberg on my TV screen. So I think that, I think the winner of this match is going to get involved. And LA Knight's a SmackDown guy. So, and would he just show up to Raw just because? I don't see him
It's
cashing in
WWE.
on
That's
John Cena.
possible.
It is. But I don't see him cashing in on John Cena or Cody Rhodes, because I don't think he would successfully cash in if that was the case. And then, like you said with Seth Rollins, I just think it's too obvious. I think, he's got too much going on with Sami Zayn, CM Punk, and then,
Sami Zayn too. I forgot about Zayn as well. Yeah.
Sami Zayn, CM Punk. I'm sure CM Punk will also show up as well. I think we will get Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, their appearance here. Rollins and Zayn will come out. I'm sure they'll get taken care of by Braun and Bronson, and then the OTC comes out and stops
Mhm.
Rollins, and then that leaves El Grande Americano, Gracias,
Oh,
to
thank
win.
you.
So, those are my predictions for Money in the Bank. I have got Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes defeating John Cena and Logan Paul. I've got Becky Lynch defeating Lyra Valkyria. I've got Naomi winning the Women's Money in the Bank, and I've got El Grande Americano winning Mr. Money in the Bank. And for my confidence points, I almost forgot about that.
Mhm.
So I had 4 for Becky Lynch. I had 3 for Naomi. I've got 2 for Jay and Cody, and I've got 1 for El Grande Americano. So
Okay,
I'm not
yeah, that's
super
pretty
confident
fair.
in those 2 picks. So
Okay, and so for mine, I have Logan Paul and John Cena defeating Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes, Becky Lynch defeating Lyra Valkyria, Naomi becoming Miss Money in the Bank, and LA Knight finally winning the men's Money in the Bank briefcase. So I've got my 4 points is going to go towards Becky Lynch. My 3 points are going to go to Logan Paul and John Cena. My 2 points are for Naomi, and then my 1 point, the one I'm the least confident in, is LA Knight winning.
there you have it. Those are our
Hey,
predictions for.
locked in, man.
Yeah, I'm also thinking about doing some kind of like live reaction video as well for this event. I think I am going to, because I'm sure I will be shocked, upset, whatever the case may be for
Mhm.
during this event. So I would like to get my reaction out there so that way you guys can see it. I was thinking about doing a live stream, but I don't know if I'll do that. I might just post my reaction afterwards, but we'll see. But those are our predictions. Let us know in the comments down below what your predictions are for this Saturday's Money in the Bank. And that's about it. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Come help us continue to make Wrestling City the greatest city in the world. Until then, I'll see you guys this weekend at Money in the Bank. Peace.